So today we'll be having some interesting tips, though we may not be using those in project, and some of the useful tips as well. So let me quickly get started with the first one. So first one is barcode generator. So generally, if any text is given, like barcode has many applications in many other domains like supermarket, or we go these days buildings, and even in many other things. So let's see how to make a barcode through Excel. So let me take sample some text. So once you get the text, we got to add brackets before and after the text too. So let me write a formula to do that. So once you are done, then you can just go home, and here we got to change the text actually. Yeah, here we go. So MRV code 39ext, but actually we don't have this text by default in Excel. So what we got to do is, like, there is a site which provides us all this type of text. So this is the site dffont.com. So once you go to that site, if you click on barcode, there will be like many type of fonts. Some are limited only to numbers and some limited to text and so on. So what we just got to do is, for example, currently I have installed some font like which is downloaded from online. For example, MRV code 39, this what I have downloaded and I installed. If you want any other font apart from this, it's not only limited to barcode, even some of the fancy fonts are also available. So how we do that is just once you download, we'll have a zip file. Once you open that, there will be only one document, and if you open, click on that, the file will just open. And here we will have an install option. So once we give install, it will just take a couple of seconds and it will just install. You can view this font or Excel screen. I think we got to reinstall Excel. So once you reinstall, restart, you will have the font. So this is the first tip I had for today for a barcode. So next, we'll move on to the second one. The second one is about QR code. So again, like to generate QR code, again we have some font, but it's not of that useful. I have tried downloading that too. But here, what happens with the QR code is it won't generate in total for each alphabet. Whatever you type, it will generate QR code separate like that. So it's not of much use. This is the font actually. So what this does is, once I type A or Q, yeah, like what it tends to do is it will generate the font separate. We can't use that. We don't have much use of that. So what I
so if you do that here, it will give you two QR codes in the same cell. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. So for separate Q and A like that it does. So it's not of much use. So anyway, we have other add-ins in Excel. Once you go to install, you'll have like get add-ins. Anyway, I have installed one, this QR Office. But before that, let's see how to install add-ins. So once you type add-ins, so here we'll have a lot of add-ins. So once you type QR, so this is the one I installed. So we have like many other QR codes as it is. So once you add, it will just come in our my add-ins. So currently, though I have, not sure. So we have our QR code generated here. For example, if you want to type YouTube.com, so we'll have our QR code here. If you want to increase size, color, background, everything, we can just change here. For example, background and the medium. Error correction is basically like the precision and more about scanning also. Error correction is high. So once if you give insert, we have our QR code ready. So it's not only limited to sites. Even if you want to just give mail to telephone, SMS, you want custom, we can have it and we can generate the QR code and can just have it insert. If you want to save as image, then you can save it as image also. So this is how we can generate QR code in Excel. It's not only this add-in. Apart from that, some other add-ins are we can use that to get the QR code. So this is the tip. Yeah. Then next, quickly we will move on to the third one. So this is a table, and here what we are trying to achieve is, if we select some cell, what it does is it should highlight both row and the column of the active cell. So this is what we are trying to achieve. Sometimes here it's okay, since we have limited table. Once we select, we can view E6 like that. But when you have like a high volume data wherein we are in 10th row or even like 100th row and you like to view the top, obviously we can freeze panes. But though if we do that, we just got to be more looking into to get the correct row and column. So to get rid of that, we will do something. Once you select the cell, it will highlight the respective row and the column of the active cell. Let's see how to do that. We will try to do that with the formula basically equal to R.
So Jairam, the objective here is to get sort of two-way lookup, is it? Is that what you're trying to achieve?
Not lookup and all checking. Yeah, just if we select this 1990, it will just highlight this entire April column and the item 5 row.
Okay, got it. So you want to highlight both the row and the column. Okay,
yeah.
So that's when the when you have it highlighted, or when you have the same number somewhere else.
It will not same number, just it gets highlighted.
No, understood. But when do you want it to be highlighted? That's the question.
Once we select the cell.
Oh, once you select the cell, that's the question that I'm asking. Okay.
So to do that, we will have the formula R cell, and we are just trying to get the reference of the column. So then we are just trying to get the reference of selected row, and we are trying to compare it with equal to the row number or column number.
There's an extra equal to in the middle. Oh, okay, cell. Oh, okay.
So this function, what it does, it will just check whether the selected column is equal to the column number and selected row is equal to the row number. Let's see if this works. Okay, so this is the formula basically we will use, and to highlight based on our selection, what we will do is we will use the conditional formatting option, which we have in Excel. Conditional formatting, highlight cells, and we will use a formula to determine the cell format. And before that, we just got to select the range and use a conditional formatting. And the formula value is basically the one which we try to enter and format. Let's highlight, it's right color. So once you select the cell, it will just highlight the row and the column based on our selection. So this is done by using this formula, which we added this in the conditional formatting.
Can you please help understand that particular formula, please?
Yeah. So it will just check if the selected column is equal to the column number by default, and the cell of row whichever is selected.
No. So when you say cell of call, is call what is call there?
Call is basically the reference of the selected cell, column number of the cell. For example, here I have selected this one, so the column number would be 5.
When you put that in double quotes, so is there a name?
No, it's not the name. For example, cell function, if you look in the cell function, we just got to give some advanced like column or prefix row, whatever.
Got it.
And
okay,
this
so
column,
that's how you are saying. Okay.
And this column number is kind of index. It will generate like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So selected column is equal to the column number or the selected row.
Okay, got it. So, if that particular column is the same column as the one that's selected, or a row that is selected, that's why you gave the or, then in either of those two cases, it will give you a true. And when it goes true, then that particular thing will get highlighted. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Understood. Okay.
This column function, what it does is, by default, it will generate number for each column, like 1, 2, 3.
Same column, yeah, understood.
So it will just compare our selected column, which is if it is equal to that number and selected.
Okay, fantastic. This is good. Lovely.
Jairam, does it only work when they're with the cells where there is data, or it will also work on the blank cells? Like, for example, select an M column or somewhere.
It will work here as well, but actually now the conditional formatting is selected to only this.
Okay.
That's why it's happening within that.
Understood. Got it.
Once you extend the conditional formatting, it will just work irrespective of the data.
Got you.
So next few tips. So here actually in this tip, what we will try to cover is some of the function like sort by unique. Generally, what we tend to do is we have the buttons wherein we can just sort, filter, and remove duplicates will give us the unique value. But here the motto is we will try to do that by using functions, and we will discuss the advantages of using the functions rather than using the buttons, which are will be on the top given in the UI. Let's get started with the first one, sort function. So equal to sort, and what we then got to do is select the array. So we'll select the table, and sort index is basically like by which row you would like to get it sorted. So here we take a case, we want to sort it based on target. So the index would be 4, and sort order. So 1 is for ascending and -1 is for descending. Okay, let's go with the descending. So this is actually a date column which got formatted. Let's send it. So now it's got sorted by descending. So this is the one feature, and even if you update the table here, I think it will. just update. So this is a sort feature, but what is the good about this feature is it won't destroy or you won't change the format of the existing table. We can have the data as it is, and if you would like to just sort it, we can use this. And also one more functionality here, we have mentioned table 1 and column index and descending order. By default, if we don't mention and if we go by sort, so it will just sort it based on the first column. So by here, since we have text, it gets sorted with the alphabetical order. So this is the sort function, and we have one more function which is known as sort by. So the difference between this function is, for example, here I want to sort the name by target. So we got to show both of them in the data table. But sort by function, the feature is, if I want to sort name based on the target, there is no need to show target. That's why we have array and by array 1. So array is basically the column which you want to sort, and by array 1 is the column value by which you wanted to sort. So here, let's sort the name by target, and we want it in descending. So descending is basically -1. So if you see now, the names are sorted based on the target, but the target column is not shown. So this is the sort function. This is the difference between sort and sort by. Sort is basically we got to show the field which you want to sort and the field value by which you want to sort. By sort by, there is no need to show the field value, only the field is enough. And next we have the option remove duplicates, which can be achieved.
Just one second. So here basically what you're saying is you have the column based on which you're sorting, that is not there, but it's sorted based on that and gave you just the results.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Fantastic. Okay.
So here we sorted it based on the target. So
got it. So in case of sort function, it will just by default give the entire table.
Yes.
Okay, and in this particular case, it's giving just one column. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I'm very curious to know what are the other sort of table functions. Can you please help understand that? Are there any other table functions apart from sort by?
A unique function is there.
Okay.
And
you were just the remove duplicates is also the same thing.
Yeah, unique and remove duplicates both are same.
Okay, fantastic. Okay.
And what else are there, but I am not aware of that. Maybe in next session I will try to.
Okay, cool, great. Oh, this is lovely. For a minute, I thought you were using like array functions, and I realized this is not an array function. Right? Array function has also a similar functionality, right? You put in one formula and zip. You have like multiple. In that case, you also have to highlight the number of cells and then hit Control, Shift, and Enter. In this case, you don't have to do that. You just hit that and it automatically populates the whole table. Great. Please continue. Yeah.
Last, we have unique function which takes the region. So we have only 2 regions, so this got duplicated. I removed the duplicates and just pasted only this region. So these are the tips I add for today. If you have any doubts, or else we can just close the section. Stop sharing this.
Jairam, just one question. In the first barcode example that you were showing, you added the brackets at the beginning and the end of the text, right?
Yeah.
Is it like compulsory to add the brackets, or?
No, it's not compulsory. Just barcodes generally tend to have like braces or something in the front and last, just to show that only haven't. Even if you want like without the braces also, you can just
okay.
To just generate the barcode like this.
Got it.